cooking for my dad until I find my husband. Today we're making some oven jerk chicken. This recipe is so simple, so easy to follow, and it's so delicious. So let's get into it. As always, I wash my meat off camera and I clean my meat off camera. Then I add a generous amount of oil to my chicken, and I feel like this helps the seasoning to stick better. Once I add the oil, I'm going to go in with my Maggi chicken seasoning, my Maggi jerk seasoning, and then I add onion powder and garlic powder. In terms of powder seasoning, that's all I add because I feel like the jerk marinade has a lot of seasoning. It has everything else that the chicken needs. So I don't want to over seasoning and then have the meat be too salty. So I have my homemade jerk seasoning that I made. I made a video on the channel. So I went ahead and added it there. I ran out of my homemade one, so I had to run to the store. And that sauce wasn't the greatest, so I added pepper to it and just blended it up. And I added it with my personal homemade jerk sauce, and I just mix that in. I made sure to go in after this. I did go in with my hands to make sure that all the meat was properly seasoned and covered in the sauce. Once we have our chicken properly smothered in the sauce, we're going to go ahead and cover that for a few hours, preferably overnight. For the baking process, I add some oil to the pan and I just cover the pan with the oil to prevent my chicken from sticking. Then I go in and place my chicken skin side down and I let that bake for 30 minutes at 350. Once that initial 30 minutes is up, we go ahead and remove the chicken from the oven and flip it over. And then we're going to go ahead and use that remaining sauce from the marinade bowl to brush the chicken with. And then we're going to put that back in the oven for another 20 minutes at 350. At this point, the chicken is cooked and ready for consumption. However, I like to take it a little bit further. And what I like to do is pour the juices from the bottom of the baking pan. And then I literally just pour it all over the chicken. I do this a couple times. And each time I pour it over the chicken, I flip it, pour it over the chicken, and put it in the oven for 2 minutes. And I don't know what it does, but in my mind, it makes it taste better. So I just do this a few times. And then once I'm completely done basting it, pouring it all over the chicken, I like to remove the juices and put it on broil, put the oven on broil, and put the chicken in there for 3 minutes on high. And that will give you that dark charred look that every jerk chicken has. So I remove the juices, put it on broil for 3 minutes on each side, and then it gives you that nice charred jerk chicken look. And then you have that sauce. If you're eating with rice, you can sauce your thing up. If you're eating with festival, I prefer to have my sauce on the side, but it gives you that nice sauce and it gives you that nice charred look that the jerk chicken has. I really hope you guys enjoy this recipe. As I said, it's really simple, but it does take a little bit of time, especially if you're doing it like me and removing the juices, pouring it all over, and then putting it in for 2 minutes at a time. I really hope you enjoyed. I really hope you'll try this recipe. Enjoy. Bye.